now turn up.
What up is Marcus with Dynasty Football Dads. It is my bedtime, but we are going to be recapping round one of the NFL draft. We are giving away a Jerry Jeudy free signed jersey. All you have to be is a subscriber for a chance to win. When we hit 1K, we'll be giving it away to one of you guys. All right, so we're going to be doing the round one fantasy football reaction to what is going on. Man, there were some crazy things that were going on. I think pick 31 or 32 is going on right now, which is, I think Tampa Bay's up. I think it's Ravens and Tampa Bay. But anyways, we're going to be going through this, and if something crazy happens, then I'll run over there, and I'll come back. But let's go with quarterback positions already. I think pretty much 1 through 5 has stayed the same, which is nice to know pre-draft and post-draft crazy things that can happen, and it pretty much has all stayed the same. QB1 is Trevor Lawrence, and QB5 is Mac Jones. And Mac Jones being in New England, which is an okay spot for him. I mean, his weapons are what? N'Keal Harry and more N'Keal Harry. I mean, his options at New England are going to be pretty slim. And so he's going to have to try to fit into that situation. QB4 is going to be Zach Wilson. He's a Jet. We kind of knew that going into the draft. I mean, it didn't really change. I think his situation is okay. It's not amazing. It's not great. I just feel like compared to the mobility or even the upside of like a Justin Fields and Trey Lance, I think that they're better fantasy football prospects, maybe not better quarterbacks, but better prospects there. My number three has been Trey Lance. I think him going to San Francisco is a great situation. I think it's probably one of the better situations. But then you look at, even when you look at Justin Fields at Chicago, not an amazing situation, maybe off the bat, but you're going to be looking at a guy that is going to be, you're going to try to have their offense going to be focused around, again, a guy who has mobility, has really good talent. And if you look at Trey Lance versus Justin Fields talent-wise, I think Justin Fields is a more talent quarterback. If you look at more mobility-wise, you might give the slight edge to Trey Lance. But if you look at overall ability, then you got situation. And again, Trey Lance being a 49er, that's going to help his situation. I think they're very, very close. But I would still give the little bit of edge right now to Justin Fields. I think that he is a safer prospect. There's still some risk with Trey Lance. He may not play, or he has not played in 2020, basically a game. I'm not going to count it. Basically, he's not played in 2020. In 2021, he may not play much of the first half of the season. So you're talking about a season and a half before he actually plays, which is a huge issue. I mean, we're talking 18, 20 months before he actually gets into playing style. So that's my quarterbacks. The running backs and wide receivers had some big, huge changes here. Najee Harris being drafted by Pittsburgh, you could pretty much cement him as 101 in Dynasty 1 QB leagues. I can't see a situation where I would draft anybody else besides that. Najee Harris is 101 with a bullet. 101. Like, let's just erase the discussion. I understand he's 23. Like, he is 101. Like, I had a couple Dynasty mates that we were talking and stuff, and as soon as that pick happened, we were all like, well, we know who 101 is going to be, but it's Najee Harris. Like, it's easy as that. It is true. It's the initial reaction, but he was our pre-draft 101. He's our post-draft 101. The crazy thing right now is Travis Etienne going to the Jaguars. Whew. I like James Robinson. I really do. And I really thought he was going to be safe going through this draft. I didn't think the Jags were going to pick a top 2 or top 3 round running back. I thought maybe they were going to draft maybe like who knows, like a Jarrett Patterson in round 4. And I've been like, you know what? James Robinson's got this. But Travis Etienne going to the Jags makes this backfield a mess. You have James Robinson, who's a really good running back last year, and you have Travis Etienne, who has all the talent in the world. What do you do in this situation? I think Javonte Williams will be the easy 1.02 in drafts, because I think Javonte Williams will be in a situation much better. I think he's going to go to Atlanta. I think he's going to go to the Jets. I think he may go to Miami. Like, you're looking at situations that are going to be much, much better than Travis Etienne. That concerns me. Right now, Travis Etienne is a big concerning factor because you have to compare him to Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, who we're going to get to and we're going to talk to compared to Travis Etienne. But Travis Etienne is already my RB3. He went from RB2 to RB3 because of this bad landing spot. I mean, this isn't DeAndre Swift going to Detroit, because DeAndre Swift went to Detroit and Detroit had Kerryon Johnson, but Kerryon Johnson was already losing faith out of there. Travis Etienne's going to the Jaguars, and they already have James Robinson, who I understand was undrafted, but was already talented. So that's a huge issue. All right, wide receivers. Jamar Chase has now moved into wide receiver 1. And I hate doing it because Devontae Smith is the better wide receiver in my opinion. But him with the reunion of Joe Burrow is just, it's too hard to ignore. You're going to have Cincinnati, who's going to be in a good offense. He's got a quarterback that he knows, that he loves, and that he's been a part of. Versus Devontae Smith, who goes to an Eagles offense who I think will be a run-first offense. Jalen Hurts, yes, they're going to be reunited. They're going to be in Alabama love. But you have Jalen Hurts, who's the abilities of Jalen Hurts compared to like a Joe Burrow are just not even close in passing abilities. So you're talking about Devontae Smith's upside has now just been dwindled. Jalen Reagor, just way dwindled. Like, his value is now being even worse than that. So we look at Devontae Smith. He's still my wide receiver too. I would still rather have him than anybody else. And we're going to get to some, it's basically 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 just kind of flip-flopped today. Because 3 and 4 were Bateman and Waddle. And at this point, and I am sorry for all those Gophers fans, and I'm sorry I cursed. I think somebody even said they were like, you know what, you have jinxed Rashad Bateman. The last month, Rashad Bateman going to the Ravens. And I was praying the jingle Ravens. And guess what? When pick 27 came around, and he's going to the Ravens. So Rashad Bateman is now going to be my wide receiver 4. I really want to see where Elijah Moore goes, because that could make a little bit of a kerfuffle there. But Jalen Waddle going to the Dolphins, wide receiver 3. He is now jumping ahead because, again, I look at the next 12, 24 months. We have to, in Dynasty, we look short-term. We like the long-term aspects of this, but we have to look short-term. Because, honestly, if these guys devalue or if their value it just gets demolished, oh, hi, Cat. If their value gets demolished right away, then it's going to be hard to trade them. It's going to be hard to move them around and stuff like that. So I think Rashad Bateman, again, being in the Ravens offense is not a good offense. So you're going to have Rashad Bateman behind Jalen Waddle, Jalen Waddle is going to move up to wide receiver 3. So wide receiver 1, Jamar Chase, reunited. Not my favorite talented wide receiver, but we kind of knew that was going to happen with Jamar Chase and going to the Bengals. But I honestly thought that Penei Sewell and Kyle Pitts was a actual legitimate thing that could have happened with Cincinnati. And I thought that would have been a better fit there, honestly. But it is what it is. You protect your quarterback or not. Well, I guess you're not going to protect him. That's fine. You better protect him in the second round. That's all I got to say. Or else you're going to have an issue. So we have Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, very close. Again, I think it's going to be neck and neck with these two. It's going to be really hard. And then wide receiver 3 and 4, you're going to have Jalen Waddle, Rashad Bateman. We still have some wide receivers and stuff that have not been drafted yet. And then we have, again, Kyle Pitts, tight end, going to Atlanta. I basically call him a wide receiver, but he's just going to be eligible at tight end. It's going to be really interesting to see how high he goes up. Because if Javonte Williams goes into not a great situation, you could see Kyle Pitts going in these tight end premiums up into 3, 4. So I'm really excited to see the end of round 2, the end of round 3 tomorrow. That is going to make a big difference. But right now, just kind of an overall view, we have really the only values that have gone up and down is Travis Etienne's gone down. Rashad Bateman down, Devontae Smith slightly down, Jamar Chase slightly up, and Jalen Waddle slightly up because, of course, being reunited with Tua and the Dolphins. And then Kyle Pitts kind of the same, maybe slightly up. I mean, he goes to Atlanta. He's just going to a good situation that we know of. So, again, not crazy things have happened. I mean, it sounds like craziness has happened, but really hasn't. But, again, this is Marcus Dynasty Football Dads, where we do daily Dynasty videos. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. We will see you tomorrow night. Peace out.
Now turn up.